Hello, everybody. I'm Emmy Award-winning journalist Steve Jefferson, and welcome to Meet the Artist 2021, number 33. We are excited to highlight some of this year's artists and authors and their works. Please join us as we glean some information about this year's artists.
My name is Shaunte Lewis, and I'm an artist based out of Indianapolis, and I live in Fishers, Indiana. I've been doing art for about 5 years now, and primarily working in acrylics on canvas with some mixed media, and also digital illustration where I draw on my iPad, and it's more of a quicker, cleaner look for more commercial work. My previous career, I was a hairstylist for about 15 years. And in 2016 is when I really started like working more with paint and wanting to cater to my more artistic side. It's always something I wanted to do. I wanted to be an artist since I was younger. So I started painting, and then I finally started showing people, and people are like, wow, I didn't know you can paint. So it kind of boosted my confidence a little bit more. And so the last 4 or 5 years, I started to show my work more and finally got a hold of the Arts Council, which has been a big factor in my artwork. So in 2021, January, just this month, I decided to become a full-time artist. I've been here for about 10 years now. And the Arts Council, like I said, has really been a positive impact and providing opportunities for artists and artists getting started and being a great resource. So I've had a lot of work come my way from them, and it's just been such a great community of support. And during the pandemic, a lot of businesses and small businesses were hiring artists to do even more work and trying to support the arts. And so I had a lot of time, since my full-time career was pretty much on hold because I worked in the salon and couldn't do hair. So I had a lot of time to focus on my artwork and get even more out there and work with different businesses. And that just led to more and more work. So Indianapolis has actually been a great asset for my career and the community and the support that I get from everyone out there. I got involved with Meet the Artist through social media, me just showing my work. The founder, Anthony Radford, had reached out to me and said he'd been following me for a few years, and he wanted to invite me. This was last year. He wanted to invite me to participate in Meet the Artist All-Star Weekend, which was supposed to be this year. The games were canceled, of course, but we're doing things virtual now. So he reached out to me and invited me to participate this year and Meet the Artist. I submitted 4 pieces. One was a digital illustration, and that was a piece that focused more on the All-Star Weekend with a few players in Indianapolis and the cityscape of Indianapolis in the background, which has been part of a lot of my artworks recently. And also 3 other pieces that are mainly acrylic on canvas with some mixed media in there. So I paint a lot of women, and those 3 pieces are focusing more on women, and one with a butterfly and a woman behind it. And it's more of like a blooming or coming into who a woman is. And another piece titled Stay Woke, and it's pieces of a magazine from mothers of males who have been murdered in the past couple of years. So you'll see that in the headpiece. So yeah, women with a lot of stories behind them. That was a big inspiration from the recent events that had been going on, especially last year and the year before, with all the murders going on and things like that. And just giving women a voice. If you look into the pictures, you'll see a lot of the moms or a lot of women who have dealt with someone close to them in their family, whether it be their sons or husbands or anything like that. Those portraits are inside of the headpiece. It's something like a head wrap that I'm wearing right now. but I try to keep it a little bit more positive and focusing more on the strength of a woman and knowing that we can get through anything at any time and that we are powerful beings and it starts with us. My portraits are bold and colorful and unique. So I want people to take away that it's okay to be yourself. Never be afraid to stand out because you never know where it will take you. Have the self-confidence to pursue the things that you want to pursue. Life is too short, so what do you have to lose?
I'm Dr. Leonard Scott, and I am a practicing dentist in Indianapolis, Indiana, a pastor and an author. I've written 3 books. One is Soaring with Eagles. Another one is Be Lifted Up. And my latest book is The Ultimate Boost from Within, 31 Days to Health, Wealth, Wholeness, and Happiness. I guess around the year 2000, I felt that I was supposed to be writing a book, and I didn't know what to write about. And so I went and found someone that was a writer and talked to them, and they told me maybe I should write about me. And so they had me started talking into a tape recorder and just gathering some ideas. But as I went along, I found out that I wasn't supposed to write about me, but the first book that I wrote, Soaring with Eagles, was actually a book that was, I would call it maybe Christianity 101. It was dealt with biblical principles, but from a standpoint of someone that actually knew totally nothing about the Bible, and breaking down just simple things like prayer and the Bible, how to read the Bible and what it's all about. And then took me about 10 years to write that first book, but then I felt led to write a second book, and it was in 2008, I believe, and took me a couple of years to write that one. And it was called Be Lifted Up. And I had taught at Bible college, I had taught principles of worship for a number of years, and I never could find a text that covered everything that I wanted to cover. There was so many different books that I had to get together, and I compiled my lectures into one book that covered the physical aspects of worship, positions, and why, biblically, why we lift our hands, or why we sing, or why we dance, or why we do what we do when we express our worship. But then in 2017, I wrote the last book that I wrote was The Ultimate Boost from Within, 31 Days to Health, Wellness, Wholeness, and Happiness. And being a dentist, dealing with the physical aspects of our being, and also being a pastor, dealing with the spiritual aspects of our being, the ultimate boost from within takes both of those aspects and deals with the wholeness, mind, body, soul, and spirit of an individual. And the book deals with health, basically, but a lot of times when we say health, we think from a physical standpoint, but the book deals not only with physical health, but with spiritual health, and not only spiritual, but emotional health, mental health, deals with financial health, and deals with relationships, healthy relationships, the total person as far as relationships go. The COVID-19 pandemic, I believe, has actually given me an opportunity to, because of lockdown, because of not being able to go and not really having any place to go, has allowed me to spend more time as far as introspection, looking within, and time to write. I learned about the Meet the Artist program through a young lady who was at the time doing publicity work for us, and um, she thought that the program would be a good vehicle for us. But when she looked into it, we were too late to be a part of it last year, and so she arranged for us to be a part of it this year, and so that's how we kind of got plugged in.
My name is Katina Washington. I am a local artist here in Indianapolis, Indiana. I make custom accessories, and the medium that I work with normally is wire, leather, and wood. I've always been very fond of accessories, and especially unique accessories. So I would buy those accessories and take them apart and put them back together, a different way than they were originally put together, maybe adding or taking away or even splitting up a necklace or bracelet, to create earrings and such. My art was inspired both by one of my art teachers, which was Mr. Purnell, and also my marketing teacher, which is Mr. Alan Weems. One particular time when I was vending at the Arts Garden, actually, I met Tony Radford through a mutual friend, and he came by my vending table and saw my work and was interested in giving me the opportunity to be part of Meet the Artist. And from then on, a wonderful relationship was birthed, not only with my love for Meet the Artist and how I support it, but also with Tony Radford. It's opened doors to a lot of other opportunities that I've had. This is the second time I've exhibited with Meet the Artist. The first time was in 2017. Being here in Indianapolis, Indiana, it has definitely been both an opportunity and also has also offered me a platform to get my art out, to different, boutiques, and also be able to vend here locally with local markets and also the She event. And it's given me a platform that is like no other to get my art out there into the hands of women all over the world, actually. During this pandemic, actually, I've been inspired more and become more creative during this pandemic. It may sound a little strange, but yeah, it's actually given me the opportunity to kind of sit back and relax and really dig deep into my artistic ability and execute some art that I really didn't think I could make before. So this has been nice. This has been nice. When someone wears my accessories, I want them to feel beautiful. I want them to feel like they stand out. I want them to feel like they have on a unique piece of wearable art.
Hello, my name is Tyrell Smith, and I'm the author of Yes, We Are Twins, But We Are Different. I'm 8 years old. Tyrese is my twin brother. I got started writing when after that doctor appointment, they told mommy that Tyrese had autism. So I talked to my mom and I thought about it and thought it was a good idea to bring awareness and put it on a book so people can spread more awareness about autism. I actually was born in Indianapolis, and I like it here because I was born here, and you gotta love it. It's very fun here. The pandemic has changed me from doing my work because I told everyone in like a few months ago that I was going to do another book because it was getting better and I could go to the man that and the woman that did my stuff. But ever since it got back to where it first began it at, I'm starting to like think that I'll have to do it like by in summertime, I think. And it stopped me from going to school. I don't get to see my friend. I get to see him online. It stopped me from doing a lot of things that involve getting outside. It also stopped me from being able to start my book tour. I also have been on doing radio tours, and I do a lot of things like North Carolina and South Carolina, and I did one with Atlanta. And there was 3 ladies that I did those with, and I've been on the showcase, and yeah, that's pretty much it about my virtual world tour. My inspiration ever since I started my author career has been Tyler Perry and has been other authors, because some authors take their confidence from other authors, from their books, and just use that and think that they're great, and they are. I've been to one of the Meet the Artist, and I really enjoyed it. So when they asked me to be on Meet the Artist, I was more than excited than you can ever see a kid. I would like for everyone to have the best experience with my book. I really, really put a lot of hard work into it, so people can enjoy this book, so they can find awareness about autism and how me and my brother and how we're alike and how we're different.
My name is Stephen Young. I'm a visual artist. I do water, acrylics, and oil. And still life and abstract is what I'm really good at. When I was about 12 years old, I got involved in visual art. I started out drawing cartoons, but not copy cartoons that just in my head. See that? And so I put them down on paper. It was just something that just, came to me. And they started looking pretty good. And then when I went to school, I took some copies of my cartoon, showed to my teacher, and said, well, you need to be getting interested in doing some art. Down the road, I went to John Herring. So, that was inspiration from my parents, getting me into art school when I was young, and then me taking over and desired, and I went to John Herring. I got involved in Meet the Artist through Mr. Rafford, Tony Rafford, which is still my best friend. Tony has kept me, encouraged and, motivation, even though I wasn't doing nothing, but he all kept telling me, come on, man, get me, you have too much talent for you not to be using it. So in 2008, that was my first Meet the Artist. And 2012 was my last one, as far as me exhibiting some of my work. All my work for Meet the Artist is acrylics. For Meet the Artist, I was going to do a piece around the NBA All-Star game. So that changed. But I still wanted to have a couple of African pieces. So that's how that I came up with the Masked Warrior. When somebody looks at my work, what I want them to take from it is that I put my heart and soul in it, in my painting.
We have some great artists this year, as you can see. Make sure you stop by Central Library and some of our neighborhood branches to view the exhibits.